Mic check 1 2, mic check 1 2. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hope all of you having a great Friday morning. Hope all of you had a great week. If not, hope this video can make it a little bit better. And man, oh man, what in the world is going on? Can somebody explain to me in the comment section what is going on? It has been more than a hectic week in the college football world, to say the least. We got the Lane Kiffin saga going on. Is he going to stay at Ole Miss? Is he going to go to LSU? Is he going to go to Florida? We'll probably get an update on him later today, so be on the lookout for that. We also got John Summerall, who apparently and allegedly was supposed to meet with the Florida Gators, but then out of nowhere, the meeting got canceled. The Auburn Tigers are quietly laying low under the radar. They're looking for a new head coach. James Franklin has went to Virginia Tech, and Steve Sarkisian might leave Texas? Everything I just said, my friends, has all transpired within the past 72 to 96 hours. It's been crazy. And just when I thought it couldn't get any crazier, guess what? It has. We're not doing no intro, none of that. I don't got time wasting, got time to waste either. This topic is so important. It is the one and only thing we're going to be talking about. We're on the push for 400,000 subscribers. Here's our current subscriber count. So if you're new to the channel, you like college football content, or maybe you've been simply watching not subscribed, consider joining our amazing community. We'd love to have you here, and it help us get a little bit closer to our goal. Getting that out the way, though, there's been some rumors circling, and this is a developing story that I'm paying attention to closely, that Kalen DeBoer, yes, Alabama's head coach, is going to be leaving Alabama? Trust me when I say this, if I sound confused, it's because I am. What are we talking about? Alabama's a playoff team. But not only is Alabama currently a playoff team, it's much bigger than that. Alabama is the best college football program of all time. It's the best job out there. It's not like, oh, well, it doesn't get much better now. No. Let me cut you off right there, my brother in Christ. It doesn't get any better in Alabama. They're number one. It doesn't matter if you like Alabama. It doesn't matter if you hate them. You got to put that aside and face the facts. Face reality. Alabama's the best college football program of all time, and it's not even particularly close. But whoa. Hold on. Before we go any farther, I know what you're sitting there saying. Well, all right, Matt, I understand that. So why in the world would Kalen DeBoer want to leave what you're calling as the best job out there? And I'm asking the same question. It doesn't make any sense now, does it? Let me show you this report that started all of this. Touchdown Alabama wound up posting this on Twitter. The Center Daily Times Penn State beat reporter John Sauber, hope I'm saying that correctly, says Kalen DeBoer has become a top target for Penn State in their search for a new head coach. Everyone and their mama is quote tweeting this and losing their minds. Rightfully so. I get it. It's a big deal. I mean, we're talking about Alabama football. I'm not going to act like I don't know why this is a big deal. And there's also, in my humble opinion, some shock value to this that's just catching Bama fans off guard, if you got to ask me. According to this quote-unquote top beat reporter, I have no idea who he is, but he covers Penn State football. I'm showing it to you right here word for word. Actually, let me just read it off. We feature John Sauber, one of the top beat reporters who covers Penn State, on my show today. He told us that Kalen DeBoer is the number one candidate for the Penn State coaching vacancy. Okay, so that's all you really need to know, touching on the main points, the focal point of this. That is why people are saying that Kalen DeBoer is going to leave Alabama, because he's going to take the Penn State job. I can already see the comments. Why would Kalen DeBoer leave Alabama to go to Penn State? I'm asking the same thing myself. I'm just like you. Let's talk about it from my standpoint. Let me throw this out there. Just because I think one way, it doesn't mean Kalen DeBoer thinks the same way. He could think another, and it's also not what he wants, it's what his family wants. But when you're just talking about it from the coaching standpoint, that element, there's no reason to leave Alabama to go to Penn State. None. Why would you want to do that? It's not better recruiting, not better NIL money. Everything you could want is going to be at Alabama. The only logical thing that would make a little bit of sense, if you do want to argue this and say, well, this is why he wants to go, is you don't want to play in the SEC. You don't want to play in a gauntlet week in and week out. And if you go to Penn State, it'd be a slightly easier path in the Big Ten to the 12-team playoff. But that can also be refuted, if you got to ask me, because Kalen DeBoer knew what he was getting himself into when he took the Alabama job. Everyone loves to say, oh, well, Kalen DeBoer could leave Alabama because the pressure's going to be... Buddy, I got to cut you off again. He knew the pressure of the Alabama job before he took it. I mean, come on, man. Do you think Kalen DeBoer's an idiot? Whether you think he's not the brightest mind in the game in X's and O's, I'm talking about from a personal standpoint. He's a smart guy. Do you not think when he was considering taking the Alabama job, he was thinking about all the scrutiny him and his family was going to face if Alabama starts losing games? Yes, but he loves it and he wants to rise to the occasion. I can't double down any more on this. He knew what he was getting himself into, and he also knew if he lost a game at Alabama, it was going to be like HE double hockey sticks down there in Tuscaloosa, and it is after every single loss. Outside of that, what's another reason Kalen DeBoer will leave Alabama to head to Penn State? The only, and I mean the only one, would be something to do with his family. His wife, kids, they want to go up there. But I don't think there's any substance to that either. The only, and I mean the only way Kalen DeBoer goes to Penn State is if Alabama fires him. He will not, let me repeat that again, he will not willingly leave Alabama to go to Penn State. Come on. What are we talking about? But hypothetically speaking, let's say it does happen, right? Because everyone's like, oh, well, what's Alabama going to do? Because they're just, they believe anything they see on social media. I wouldn't be worried as a Bama fan. You know who should be worried? LSU fans and Ole Miss fans. You know why I say that? Come on. Don't make me say it. Come on, think about it. Do a Jimmy Neutron brain blast. You know what I'm about to get into, right? If that Alabama job opens up, you know who they're getting. And you know who wants it, right? The Kiffinator. The Lane Train himself. Alabama just get Lane Kiffin. And I wanted Kiffin when we got rid of Nick Saban. Or I say, whoa. Matt, calm down. Pay your respects. You get what I'm saying. When Nick Saban retired, my apologies, doing disservice. That was my number one target. Said it from day one, continue to say it. I wanted Kiffin. We got DeBoer. I'm cool with it. But, yeah, DeBoer goes to Penn State, which isn't going to happen, but people are acting like it is, so I'll just talk hypothetically for a second. We'll get Lane Kiffin, and then everybody else is left out to dry. Who would Ole Miss get? Heck, I don't know, because you got to feel like John Sumrall would probably go to LSU. I don't know. I feel like Sumrall is going to go to Auburn still. But I don't even want to talk about this too much. You know why? Because this isn't real. There is a 0% chance of this happening. All it is, and it's nothing more, nothing less, than some nerd. Let me say again, it's some nerd sitting in his room trying to get some clicks and views. That's all it is. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I got to expose it. And let me give you some advice to whoever this source is for Penn State. The worst thing you can do when you're trying to get a career in this industry is get off to a bad foot. You see, integrity is a big thing, not just in this industry, but I feel like in your everyday life. I'm a big integrity and morals guy. I think that'll carry you far in life. And I understand you want to get your name out there and whatnot, but have you ever heard of the boy who cried wolf? That's what can happen if you keep stuff like this up. You come out with one false report, or a better way of saying it, just a blatant lie, then from that point on, anytime someone out there sees your name, they're going to go, oh yeah, that's the guy who lied. I'm not even going to trust him. I'm not giving him the time of day. I'm just a messenger. I do not come up with these outrageous headlines or whatnot. I just talk about them. I present you with the information, and you can do as you please with the information I present to you. If you want to choose to believe this information, all power to you. But I always try to give you my 2 cents and my opinions on these topics. This isn't true. 0% chance of it happening. Also, another reason I had to address this is I already had about 10 to 15 people send it to me. So I figured, yeah, I just need to come out with a public video and a statement on this and just give everybody the real information and the real facts. Do not believe this, and also do not believe everything you see on social media. Always try to debunk it. That is, unless it's from one of our reliable sources we use on the channel, like a Pete Nakos, Chris Lowe, Brett McMurphy, guys like that are well established in the industry. Here's the last thing I'll say before I end off the video. I've seen some Bama fans saying, oh my gosh, this is a huge distraction for the team heading into, much respect to Eastern Illinois. I think that is who we play Saturday, but it's a cupcake. Everybody's saying this is a distraction before the Auburn game, yada, 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 this, that, and the third. The players aren't going to be locked in when you got all this drama lingering over the program. I understand where you're coming from, but if you as a player see a report like this and it distracts you from winning a playoff game at Jordan-Hare Stadium, and let's just call it for what it is. We're in the playoffs right now. We have to win. We have to win. So we have a playoff game at Jordan-Hare Stadium. If you can't get fired up, you can't lock in for that, you just don't deserve to win. It's as simple as that to me. So I don't want to hear any Bama fans after that game at Auburn say, oh, well, the players were distracted with all these reports going on about Kalen DeBoer. No. Can't use that excuse. Sorry. Wanted it off here. Did want to make this a short, simple, and sweet video. Let me know your thoughts down below. But